It wouldn't even be the craziest thing that's happened today. Like,
Yeah, honestly, that's like a side product.
yeah. All right. Well, everyone, welcome. I think this is my last Tarkov talk show. I don't think there's nothing nothing after April 25th, 2024 will be interesting to talk about in compared to today for Tarkov, which essentially I think the easiest way to say it is it's basically Tarkov 9/11. I think that's it's really the
This
only
is our 9/11,
succinct.
yeah.
This is my 9/11 personally. I don't know about you.
And-
I mean, 9/11 might have been your 9/11 since you're like 40, but
I don't know why you gotta be mean, but to be clear, I think this might be the last one because I don't think Tarkov is gonna exist any much longer.
yeah, they're imploding. It's
Self-imploding. Yeah, but
yeah.
it's just, oh man, I don't understand how you fumble the bag that hard.
I mean, everyone's gonna know, but let's give a quick summary of what happened and kind of like our emotional states as it was happening. So yesterday, sometime in the evening, whatever they do, I don't know what time it was, but they were like, oh, there's gonna be a 6-hour patch. And so everyone's excited because they're like, oh, 6 hours, like that really requires a lot of work. And we wake up. Oh, go ahead.
I think I saw people responding to the 6-hour timeline like, oh my god, shit, it's longer than any white patch we've ever seen. It's gonna be major. And this is what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we wake up and there's a new edition of the game, which is that's not unexpected. In the interview with Nikita that Pestily did or whatever, he was like, yeah, there's going to be a better version than EOD. And everyone just assumed that means like some stash, some other upgrades, whatever. I don't think anyone could have known what was coming. And I won't give you can go read the patch notes for yourself because I assume most of you can read, even though most of you are short form viewers, so maybe not. But what ended up happening is there's race cars. There were two major things. Actually, I guess there were a couple. You start with like boosted skills, more trader rep, more flea. You get more flea slots, access to the ETS, which a side tangent, like I'm still banned from that. And I do want to know that if I paid the extra money, do I get access back?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I just want my access back, man. It's not my fault. I didn't technically break NDA, you pussies. God.
Hey, I'll break NDA right now. You're not missing much. They don't push a lot of updates to that thing. They don't push them the main servers.
Dude, they'd be dusting off the cobwebs when they're like, "You guys can come play over here," like knocking the spiders off.
Oh, cool. -2 recoil change.
Test,
I'll test that out on the DTS.
Can you come over here and test the matchmaking? We have a new matchmaking system. Can you guys just come over here and queue? That's all you got to do. You're not going to notice a difference from your end, but just queue for a little bit.
I think I'm okay, actually. I'll use my time elsewhere.
So they gave you that, and then there were the two in-game items, which I think are what people were most like, what the fuck? There's the...
Those are the ones I'm bitching about.
Yeah, I mean, it's the scavs can't see you over 60 meters. Granted, you need 6 scav rep, but that takes a couple days to get max. You just hop the different car extracts. That's it. Yeah. Like... I betray other scavs. I'm a terrible scav. I'm horrible. I shoot them all the time. I do scav on scav violence. I've got like 5'8", and I kill all the time. There is not a scav raid where I do not shoot another scav.
As they describe, it's dog eat dog world. If you have something that I want, yeah, man, I'm gonna kill you. As simple as. But here's my question: they have the capability to code this into the system. Oh, scavs won't see you from 60 meters. Why the fuck do they shoot me through bushes?
Right. Yeah. And so that's a pretty big one. There's a lot of fights where scavs will just randomly aggro you and you're trying to fight another PMC or whatever. So it can be pretty frustrating. Yeah. So, it never have to worry about sniper scavs again is kind of crazy. Running around shoreline woods. Customs specifically is one I think of. A lot of the early game tasks, you just don't have to worry about sniper scavs, which, that's great.
Well, as soon as you get the scav karma or whatever, which is trivial, like you described.
It just becomes a new thing people grind. People used to sit in corners and reload Mosins when you had to, like, there were no good ways to make that skill go up for sniper. So they'll find a way. So there's that, and then there's the Avengers Assemble button, which you can just call in anyone on your friends list to immediately join your raid.
It's not anyone.
It's everyone.
Your entire friends list.
Yeah, your entire friends list.
God, I'm glad you brought this up, because there's a lot of people who have added me across the years since, I don't know, let's just throw a number out there, like 2017, who have called me all sorts of slurs and stuff like that. Am I going to pop the flare and they're going to come help me? Like, come on now.
Dropping the hard R as they land, like superhero landing. Like, what a
I've had
fucking
so many people send me horrible messages. And they're on my friends list, you know? Like, come on now. You didn't really think that through, did you?
Yeah, I mean, there's let's just keep telling the story. We can talk about the actual individual things and how it's just ridiculous, but whatever. Like that, we'll circle back on that. So this patch comes out and people are like, what the fuck? And then they're like, and it's $250, by the way, you know, $250,000. And you're like, in other countries, right, with the exchange rates and the fees through the system, it's actually more like $350 to $400. Like, that is insane. That's one of my fucking car payments. Like, I'm not spending a car payment or a month's worth of groceries or whatever on your game. You're crazy. Do you know how many games I can buy on a Steam sale that I will actually play and enjoy over?
So that's one of the things that I was talking about. Like, what could I get for $100? I mean, I could get Helldivers.
And mind you, it's $100 because you already have. Clarify that. If you don't have the game, it's $250. You are getting it for $100 because that is your upgrade fee. So for other people who might not have EOD, it's more than that.
Right.
So
like,
even at the highest tier, yes. What else can you get for $100, kind of thing?
So many different games. It's just, it really, honestly, at the end of the day, feels like as many people have said, a cash grab.
Yeah.
They are looking at people with dispensable income, not in their location, and saying, yeah, sure, you have this money to spend, go ahead, upgrade, you know? And to be fair, I think that a lot of people reinforced that with like when Arena came out. They said, you know, oh, if you have EOD, you're going to be able to get Arena, no problem.
Right.
But people couldn't wait. Instead, they bought a fresh Arena account, which gave them
instant access. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's a bit of precedent for what they did. I don't think that makes it okay, but it's, you know, we kind of played into it for sure. Us mega fans, or whatever the hell you want to call it. The people who really wanted to believe in their success. Yeah. Kind of fell right into the trap.
And so, like, we have... I'm trying to think where I was even trying to go with that. Whatever. So they release it, it's $250. They wake up, and then like there's the PvE single player mode. Like that's the big thing that you get, is you literally get an SP Tarkov clone. SP Tarkov already has right, without all the cool mods that make it extra enjoyable. SP Tarkov already has like everything that we've been promised up until like 1.0 that has been pushed back or cut because they can't, you know, it's cut content. They can't get it before 1.0. It already exists, and we'll talk about 1.0 later, but it already exists in SP Tarkov. Like there's so to release a shitty SP Tarkov and be like, here you go, like this will abate you, and it's $250. Go fuck yourself. Like actually, you're insane, right? Like I have EOD. I didn't want EOD. Like my brand for the first 3 years I was making videos was that I was a standard account, and it was hilarious to see the amount of people that reported me. But when Arena was coming, it was cheaper to upgrade to EOD and get access to Arena, and EOD was going away, than it was to purchase Arena separately. And I was like, fine, fuck it, you know, the bit's over. And now I don't get this DLC, which is literally just like a single player mode. Like what? You're calling that another game? Really? That's what you want to do with this?
If that's your biggest thing, it's just so shocking because it's like you're saying with the SBT, regardless of whether other people can play with you, people have been doing what you're selling people $100 on for years, dude.
Right.
People have been running mods, running SBT, and I guess, as of recently, able to play with other people.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you're like, oh yeah, well, if you want to do that, here's a $100 packet. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
So this morning people are in uproar, right? Streamers are like, this is crazy, pay to win. This is, or I say streamers, the most vocal people online are like, this is kind of crazy. Then you have them.
Everyone said it basically.
They did. I just mostly see the streamers because they're the ones that get pushed to the front. So I use that.
Right.
But even in the replies, I'm seeing people and in the comments of YouTube videos being like, yeah, what the fuck? And then, right. So then they haven't tweeted in hours, and then they tweet and they double down, and community managers are like, it's actually not a DLC, it's like a whole new feature thing, which there's a whole conversation to be had about their communication through community managers and how community managers will say one thing but then Nikita will say another. Like the biggest example, and I want to bring this up because I specifically have a video of, I said like I was abusing some exploit, which was a silent crouch walking at any weight.
Yep.
I have 200 comments on that video saying, oh, that's not actually an exploit, like it's supposed to be in the game. And then we have a community manager who's going into streamers DMs, only streamers DMs, by the way, the general public has no idea, just streamer DMs, and saying
about that,
hold on, he says, hey, that's like, that is a feature, it is not a bug, it is not a bug, you are supposed to be completely silent, Nikita says. And then Pestilli talks to Nikita about it in an interview, and Nikita goes, what the fuck, that's a bug, I thought we fixed that. So you have community managers spreading misinformation. You have the public who can the only thing that they can do is regurgitate what a community manager says, because that's the closest to the source of truth they have. It's not their fault. It's not their fault that people are saying, that this is a feature. It's not a bug. And then, the man himself is like, yeah, that's a bug. And then immediately they fix. I say fix. They fucked it. I mean, it's still fucked. The game's still fucked. I can still hear people from 400 meters away. Now, like, whatever. It's more gargoyle gameplay. Fine. But my point is, like, you have these community managers who are saying like, yeah, it's not a DLC, whatever. And then I think the irony was not lost on people of it being called the Unheard Edition. The amount of jokes about like, yeah, the only thing that's unheard is like everything the community has been giving you feedback on for the past, like the amount of jokes today have been, has been a lot.
It's an easy dunk.
It is. Sure. And so
it's almost like they were serving up fucking alley-oops and fucking, but I mean, I do think that the idea of having little private servers for you and your buddies to play on is a good idea. The only downside is, man, God, they're years late to it. Like,
well, and dude, even up until last year, they were saying the dev team, like, there's a forum post that it got screenshotted where they were a community manager replied and said the devs have no interest in doing this. We are not doing offline co-op. It goes against everything like about the game that we believe in, whatever. And then cute. SPT gets super, super popular. More and more people are playing it. And now you have, you know what I mean? And now you just 180. And you're like, oh, take this. Here, $250. You want it? Have it.
I hate to take us off track of our script here, but I do want to talk about SPT a little bit.
We can't, but hold on. Let's finish, because I want to finish the story arc of where we're at right now.
Yep. Okay.
Because
go ahead.
What we had next is like that in and of itself sucked, right? Everyone was kind of downtrodden, but then you have every single game developer out there, like other major game Twitter accounts, dogpiling. Dude, it was like,
why is Rust dogpiling?
Rust jumped in and was like kicking them while they were down. But the craziest one is Arena Breakout, which is a mobile game. It's basically Tarkov mobile. People can say assets are stolen, whatever. Not even assets. They say it's like they just copied Tarkov, which, I mean, maybe.
I'll put my neck on the line right now. It's a Chinese company. It's Tencent. They're stealing assets for sure.
But at the end of the day, like, here's the thing. What are you stealing assets of? The assets that are literally the exact same thing as real life. Like, I have a fucking,
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just putting my neck out there and saying
totally. But it's like, who fucking cares? That's like, dude, the pastry shop next to me, I have a chocolate cake. I came up with this chocolate cake, and the pastry shop next to me, they made the same chocolate cake, and I'm mad that people like theirs better. Like, they're gonna eat I'm sorry, if they make a better product, even if it's the same fucking product, and you're saying, hey, my super one is like $100, $250 cake, and the one next door is like, I mean, you can taste test ours first, and then it's $20. Yeah. And you're like, well,
you can have the
like, and it's better, and the $20 one's better. Yeah. So they had a tweet that was whatever. Join us because the gameplay trailer was dropping today. Conveniently, that's screen.
Oh, how convenient!
Actually crazy, but and they had a little line, and there was like, as some eras fade and go unheard elsewhere, ours is just rising. And I sent that to you this morning, and I was like, that kind of sounds like Tarkov. I thought it was just kind of like a very, very suggestive wink, maybe an accident. Like, I genuinely thought it might be an accident. And then, 4 hours later, they tweet, we will never scam bolded our players, and our game will always be free bolded. And then, like, in 30 minutes, see our gameplay. And I was like, oh, God, like, they're actually, and this is as the Tarkov debacle is spiraling.
Unfolding. Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's so funny. Like, they're actually taking shots, and I was like, damn, like, that's kind of a crazy strategy. And I was DMing with some other people, some other creators, and they were like, yeah, that's funny. That's some crazy marketing. And then 2 hours later, as their gameplay trailer goes live, they go, taking in all homeless shooter looters with a big wave goodbye to Tarkov today. We're here to welcome you to Kimona. If this video gets whatever, you'll be added to our servers. Escape from _, welcome to Kimona. Like, straight up, like, Tarkov, go fuck yourself. Like, it was it was crazy to me because it's so like, you drop your dick and balls on the table, and the whole wooden table at the tavern goes boom, and you're like, dude.
All of a sudden, everyone zones in on your dick and balls that you dropped on the table. Like,
and, like, I was like, again, just because of these tweets, it's like, I was interested in the game for a couple months now. Like, I've been watching Arena Breakout, like, mobile for a bit, but as it was, like, getting closer to this PC release, I was like, okay, like, that could be fun. It's a free-to-play game. I can just give it a shot. If it sucks, there's no investment on me. It doesn't hurt me, right? I'm not paying for a product. So when that happened, I was like, that's crazy. Remind you, BSG has been silent. That same time, it was 5 hours ago, so, like, whatever, 3 p.m. Eastern time. 5 hours ago, that was when they said the PvE mode is a unique feature, blah, 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 like that. They had said that, which, by the way, got community noted, and it, like, is basically saying it's not a unique feature, it's a DLC. Links to Wikipedia.
By the way, if you get community noted, it's basically over for you.
Yeah, honestly, like, next step is Elon Musk is gonna say lol with, like, fucking old school.
Yeah, you might get the Elon Musk treatment, which is like a meme picture.
Yeah. In the same, like, minutes that they posted that, they took a screenshot, didn't even quote tweet, probably don't even know how. They took a screenshot of Arena Breakouts, like, taking in all homeless shooter looters, and said, have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game, In and Out. Like, I don't know what In and Out. Done and dusted. Like, what kind of, like, little, like, sign off is that? And
I did some research. So one of their latest little YouTube shorts or TikToks that they did was a Rick and Morty. Oh, let's just go in and out. Yep. So that's what they're
I get
into.
that. So that could have been funny, except for the fact that they hadn't said anything. Their entire community, their Discord was, like, being spammed. Like, they had to close down general chat. No one likes them on Twitter. No one was playing. People are boycotting their game, and that's really your move. That's what you want to do. I actually get the tweet now. I thought it was more aggressive, but it doesn't dissuade the point of, like, there's a reason it has 1.5 million views, 1,600 likes, and 3,000 comments. I get that.
Time to be funny. That wasn't your time.
That was not the time. Like, I don't watch Rick and Morty, but I know exactly what scene that's talking about. I get it now.
I don't.
And yet still, there's a reason why every single I mean, dude, you have it escalated from here because you have people like Level Cap Gaming. There was a Forbes article. I think it was a contributor article, so it's not like a true Forbes article, but there's a PC Gamer article. Blue Drake, Big Fry, Wellen, Operator Drewski, Lupo. Like, you have these big dude. You have massive creators rolling in who don't talk about the game and they don't really play the game. That's what's important here. That's like. That's the distinction. These people don't ever talk about this game. They don't get invested in the drama. Like, when you have Wellen coming up to be like, hey, yo.
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah.
when you have someone like Level Cap who doesn't touch this game at all, like, ever, like, you...
I think a good person to bring up is like Anton. Anton is so anti, like, confrontational. He doesn't want to jump into that, but if even he's saying that there's an issue going on here, come on now.
So that is the full arc of where we're at right now. They've said nothing except that they've doubled down on every decision that they've made. People have purchased this new mode for some reason. Oh, here's the best part, something else. The PvE mode, the offline PvE mode, people are queuing for up to 10 minutes to get into a game. The offline PvE mode, because they're waiting for servers. Because they probably didn't allocate enough. So you can't even play your, quote, offline mode. It's not offline. You still have to find a live server. And so you sit there, and I've seen 5, 7, 10 minutes, and this is from multiple people, so it's not just like one server cluster. How do you fuck up this bad? How do you consistently... You were doing so good for a while. Like...
I don't want to get myself banned, but from what I understand...
What does a little Robin tell you? Didn't a little Robin come on your window and drop a little note? What'd that note say?
When I woke up this morning, a little Robin dropped a note at my window.
That's what I thought. You told me about that.
And when I read it, you could get all of the single-player Tarkov experience, and also you could play with your boys too. You could have a private server experience with your boys, and all it takes is a little bit of groundwork. You got to get in the trenches a little bit. And when that note hit my doorstep, I reached out to my boys, my friends, and I said, here's the deal. We can do this. But
so in layman's terms, you're saying that there's an SP Tarkov mods that allow multiplayer. It's no longer single player. It's MPT.
Yes, it is MPT. To end the layman's terms, the developer of it has said gloves are off after what they did. They're going to be fully developing like private servers.
Which, man, good. Like, fuck them.
And again, the little birdie told me that they didn't want to do that in the beginning. Like, kind of BSG forced their hands. They came out with some crazy bullshit, and you kind of can't blame them.
No, I mean, that's just... I think today was just like, I started off kind of like shocked. I didn't really care about the package. I thought the whole Avengers thing was weird, like being able to call your friends, not getting shot at by scat. Again, it was more just like, at what point with microtransactions do we hit, Nikita's like, we will never sell gear or rubles. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then they're like, but you can bring any of your people in your friends list into raid and scavs won't shoot you. And I go, why don't you sell rubles? Like, don't start fucking with like the actual way that the game plays. That's weird. Don't put that behind a paywall.
I think there's a whole lot more to unpack behind the
definitely.
You can call your entire, like, you know what I mean, like.
And let's say hypothetically that they are going to be like, that's actually only in the offline mode. We only met in the offline mode this whole time. for those two things, which they don't. Like, but you know what I mean? Like,
Convenient.
exactly. And I'm going to be like, here's the thing,
Convenient.
dude. Even if you come out and say that tomorrow, it's you had 5 hours, you had 5 hours from when you first tweeted, right? And instead of tweeting that, like, hey, it's a misunderstanding, it's for offline only, you're like, yeah, go play a fucking plagiarist game, bitch. Like,
Hey,
dude,
I don't want to
I copied
shatter
my
the
buddy's
illusion,
homework in college. I don't
but
give a shit about plagiarism. Like, fuck
you
you
want to know a
if it's a
fun
better
fact?
product.
And I promised you I wouldn't go this far, but I want to know.
Not do
Fun
it. It's the
fact.
last. It's the last talk show. Go crazy. Who cares? Fuck them.
Fun fact. Do you know that they updated people in Russian language first? They sent stuff on like I don't know, not Telegram, but everything that goes through their little updates has been sent through little Russian channels. Stupid bullshit. If you know Axel, which
Yeah.
he's a good guy, but he there was a lot of that stuff out there, and they have been just absolutely wild. They doubled down on Telegram before they doubled down on Discord. Which is goofy.
I don't. I'm just tired of it, right? I think you hit a wall where it's not even like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's more of just, man, I'm exhausted. I'm playing other games. I'm not playing Tarkov. I grinded this wipe, and we'll talk about this wipe a little bit later.
Oh yeah.
Like we grinded, we're gonna talk about it now. Let's just bump it up.
Did.
We played a
we
ton. Both got Kappa. I mean, how long has it been since you got Kappa?
Oh my god, it's 2-3 wipes, something like that.
And so we knocked it out in like a month, and it was like grinding. We were working our asses off. I mean, it was great.
Fun too.
That's what I'm saying. It was one of the best. Like, I loved the snow. I loved the recoil changes. I just liked a lot of the changes. I still think a lot of the problems that we still see are still there. Player scav spawning in too early, spawns in general being terrible,
Lighthouse
AI being terrible, Lighthouse being terrible, boss spawns sucking. I hated that shit. The way that it's designed, like, because I was stuck on the goons for like, God, I probably played for like 60 hours looking for the goons, and a Ledex combo, like, which is funny because I find like 50 of them now, but Ledexes, but
you were looking for the goons for way more than me, and I was casually playing at that point. I think you and I had a lot of discussions where we're like, why don't you go on, get Kappa, go on, go get it. And I was like, I think I'm all right. And after you like hunting those cocksuckers, we just randomly ran into them, cut them down.
Yeah. Well, and that's just how, that's how it is. Everyone has different things. Every wipe that hangs them up. Last wipe, the goons weren't a problem. This wipe, the goons fucked me. Same with the Ledex. I didn't know you needed 3. I had 2. And so I got to the point where I needed 1 more. And no matter what I ran Black, Woods, and Shoreline nonstop and couldn't find them. Finally ended up finding one. Whatever. Got it done. Got Kappa and was like, fuck it. Like, that's it. I'm done. Played for a while. Super fun. And then we had the issue where it's like similar to one of the wipes, I don't know, 3 or 4 wipes ago, where the Bitcoin prices are skyrocketing in real life, and the value in game is still tied. So we've seen this before, but in the other wipe, they cut the price of Bitcoin manually, and they were like, all right, it's going to be cheaper because it's getting way too expensive. They did not do that this wipe, and so 6 weeks in, everybody who has Bitcoin farm at all, at any level, is actually printing money, to the point where each Bitcoin's like 1 million rubles. And so people, like, what's funny is, like, I mean, even right now, I think I have like 40 Bitcoins in my stash and maybe like 15 Ledexes from all the raids we've played.
Do you really
and I have
40?
And I have 150 million rubles. So and I'm not playing. I just log in every once in a while, collect my Bitcoins, because in my head, I'm like, well, if we decide to play, then I'm just going to have a backlog.
Log in on the times that I'm like, oh, well, let's go play a raid. Like,
right. And so what happens is, like, I'm making more money not playing the game. I lose money if I buy gear and go into a raid. There is nothing left for me. And some people will say, like, well, it's because you beat the game. That's not the point. There should still be an incentive at some point to do anything. There's no point to pick up loot, because if I pick up too much loot, I'll be too heavy. I'll have to pop a stem. The stem costs money. I'll have to get out of raid. The PvP, not great. I play labs mostly now because of the PvP everywhere else. It's people who just stand still because of the audio. Like being able to hear people from 100 meters away, like they just take a slight footstep, nobody moves. Audio pop,
I regret
nobody
that
moves.
this is our last one, because I do think there's so much we can talk about our like labs raids we've been doing. Like,
yeah,
it's so much better.
Yeah, it is.
Playing customs, reserve, like just sitting there and maining labs is so much better.
Dude, it's like
I fully get it.
If you're dealing with a cheater, they're blatant. It's not like the people. I mean, that's my biggest thing. I did a video on labs or whatever, but if you're dealing with a cheater, they're blatant. I don't have to deal with some level 20 who's sitting in stronghold on customs, staring at me through a wall, who's like still super shaky and scared. So he plays super weird. Like on labs, and people, exactly. And what's funny is like people don't have enough game knowledge, don't get it. The difference is that on labs, I can drop a level 65 and 70, and like that was a close fight. Like we are equally matched. That felt great. That was good PvP. And then I go to fight somebody on customs, and it's like a level 15 who's playing the weirdest I've ever seen. Where I'm like, dude, I play against level 70s, and I've never seen somebody do the shit you're doing. I have 5,000 hours in this game. I would never do what you're doing. What you are doing is incredibly indicative of, I know where this person is. I'm going to consistently move every single time to the place that's just out of view. Always the best position on you. And I can still win those fights sometimes, but it just feels bad compared to like jumping on labs. And if I get killed by a cheater, again, I'm getting dicked down by whatever. It doesn't matter.
A lot of people like to clown on me because, you know, I'm getting up in the years. I'm not the gamer I used to be. But if you fucking throw me into the, you know, the labs and it's not augmented, you can feel the difference. You can actually compete. You can actually try and kill other people. It's just, God, man. It's just, it's an entirely different feel between something that's, I guess, gated, right?
Right.
The labs key compared to, I don't know, playing reserve or something. Like, it just feels so much better. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, so again, I think the whole point there is like, I mean, circling back, this wipe's it was super fun. The Bitcoin kind of ruined the wipe because money means nothing. There's no reason to play raids anymore. There's no reason to main Tarkov is the point. If you're going to play Tarkov casually, I think it's a good wipe to do it. I do have to say the amount of cheaters is insane. I feel like it's 1 in 3 deaths. I can look at someone's profile and I'm saying, that's weird, that's weird, that's weird. On top of the way that they killed us, I feel confident enough to click that is suspicious. I'm not saying that person's 100%. I'm saying here, you know, this combo of stats plus the interaction I had with them in raid, with my 5,000 hours of experience and game sense, that felt weird.
Sketchy.
I'm gonna say and here's the thing: every time I open the game back up, I have reports confirmed that say, "Yep, the person you reported was banned." I mean, I had that in Arena the other day where we were playing that guy and you didn't report him and I did, and I said, "This feels weird. I think this guy's cheating." And so we did a little science experiment.
I talked to you about that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were like, "Okay, go ahead and report him." I won't. I reported the guy, and then I get a notification. And of course, like, you know, I get a report, whatever, he's banned. Cool. I also think if you cheat in Arena, bro, it's so ridiculous. The game has like 10 players, and we're playing unranked. Like, dude, go cheat in CS. Like, why are you cheating in Arena? What a waste of your time. Honestly, like, playing Arena is a waste of your time enough. Cheating in Arena? What the fuck are you doing? There's literally nothing there for you. It's such a weird... You're weird. I just think you're weird. I think you weren't loved. I think you're just kind of like... I don't know, man. I think kind of like jerks off in his, like, looking at himself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of guy that I'm like, that's weird.
The old man card I'm pulling right now, it wasn't like this in the old days.
No, dude, it wasn't like, no, I fucking barely.
No one ever did this shit.
No, it's weird. This is like, yeah.
It's super weird.
I'm not going to have a old man yells at clouds moment, but it's like, yeah. Too many people are cheating nowadays, and I think that, like, it's probably an advent of like you have Twitch culture, esports. People want to be like
Twitch,
the guy. I
esports.
want to be the guy,
Yeah.
and so they do a lot of these things. It's just weird. It's just weird to me because I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, like I play video games because they're fun to kind of challenge myself. It's like you can work through your own skills and get better and develop. But like, I don't know, man. If you cheat a video game, like you're just weird. I'm gonna go take my dog for a walk, make myself dinner, pour a glass of wine, and watch a movie. And yeah, you killed me in like Rainbow Six Siege and cheated. Like, I don't care. Go sit for another 6 hours. Like, I'm gonna go do my thing. Like, take the Area 15 to the range. Like, do some of the other normal human hobbies like that are not video games. It's just weird.
You kicked my dick in. I took my dog for the walk, made dinner, and I played another game.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. I think it's just weird for me. But so I mean, that's kind of the general wipe stuff. Because we've talked, kind of generally how this wipe was, which was like super great out of the gate, and then just like no communication.
Really honestly,
I got my worth out of it, and I'm confident and I'm happy with the experience I had this wipe because I'm never doing it again. I'm done.
Same.
Like, I will play casually depending on where we go next. What they do in the next couple of weeks will kind of determine, and how good some of these other games are.
I'm willing to get banned because, goddamn it, I know Nikita's listening to you at this point.
For sure.
Got ETS banned, but the only way I'm playing is SVT from here. Like,
well, you're not going to get banned. Clean was playing it to 13,000 people today, so even Clean was like, "Go fuck yourself, guys."
Hey, and sweetheart, if you ban me, I get an alt account too. So I'm all good, but. The only way I'm playing that fucking shithole game is manufactured on my own, like mod set.
Yeah.
The entire kit and caboodle. I cannot. We had fun running into interchange and stuff and labs. I can't do it anymore.
No, it's funny. Like as we've been playing art. It's just so many quality of life things that have just never made their way into the main game. Or at any of the games. Like it's so funny to me that like the queue time still. I mean, I'm not even gonna go through it because there's a whole list.
It's longer than Arena.
Yeah, there's a laundry list. It's just funny, like to put it in perspective. It was faster for me. I had a better experience with more quality of life things playing Arma 3, Antistasi, and having a loadout system that just worked. I was just like thinking about things like pressing the compass key and the compass just pops up, being able to drop GPS coordinates and I can see it on my screen. Small quality of life things, a little hovering symbol over their shoulder to show like that's a teammate. Things that if you're playing a military sim like Arma, even they're saying, it's for realism's sake, like this is a gameplay mechanic that we need to add in that's going to have more immersion. And then I think about things like Tarkov where it's like you can't even use a compass because it takes 10 years for your guy to lower his gun, pop, flick it open. You can't tell if somebody's your teammate or not. One, because their clothing's not rendering from too far away. And two, it's because everyone's wearing the same 3 fucking outfits. Like, my point being...
Even beside that, you talking about Arena. Oh, everyone has armbands and stuff. Come on, dude. Like, there's so many times in Arena where you're like, you look at a dude, all you can see is his head.
Yeah. And so you pause, and you're dead. Like, and it's like, oh, he can see my arm. Like, it's exhausting.
I understand that the shit that's going on in Eastern Europe right now results in armband usage. I understand that. But we're in video games. Like, we can just have people that look different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. At some point, man, you gotta call it. It's a video game. There's enough other video. I mean, good grief, we just had a fucking event where cultists could summon a zombie version of one of the bosses, and that's we can have that in the game. But having like some way to identify your teammates is too unrealistic.
Just having a little
Sanitar, like I have to mag dump him to the face because he's on drugs. I'm like, dude, if I put 15 rounds of 5.56 into your head, you're dead. It doesn't matter. Like it wears me out. The whole conversation about realism and immersion wears me out because the game is neither. At this point,
I think we're past that. Yeah,
the game is not immersive and it is not realistic. And it's just like
it has immersive elements, but you have to be LARPing and ready to fucking die if you're embracing the immersive elements.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's enough. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say about. I think the context of the Unhinged edition, and the context of like the wipe. I think people kind of get a good picture of where the game's at. And then I guess we can talk. They're rushing the timeline on 1.0, and they're cutting content. Right? They cut. The Molly system, they cut maps, they cut teammate healing, they cut the unconscious system, they cut PMC karma, they cut all these things that they said were soon. They're like, hey, they're almost here. They've cut them, and they're like, now it's actually going to be 1.0 soon. They're going to pull a daisy. We're going to see 1.0 end of this year. I almost guarantee it. I guarantee you that my guess, here's the little shoulda-ville guess, is that we are going to see 1.0 in the December wipe. I think that's going to be, they're going to push, or next summer. I think it's one of those two. It is like they're done. The money grab from the Unhinged edition, I think they're scrambling for cash. Genuinely, I think they're fucked. And so I think you combo that, and that makes sense. It aligns with the microtransaction push that's been faster than any content they've ever put out. That aligns with this new version of the game that has just the most bullshit pay-to-win features because they want it to sell. And I feel like that aligns with them cutting 1 billion pounds of content and saying 1.0 soon. We did it. It's like, what?
I'm very glad that that's the position you take. I'm very glad, because that gives me the room to say, I sincerely think they won't exist towards December of 2024. I think they will be closing their doors.
Mm-hmm.
There will not be a BSG anymore. I think at some point people will try to log into Tarkov, and it just won't happen. I think it's over. I think we're done. We're cooked.
Sorry, I had a dog emergency.
Dog emergency is fine. Yeah, no. I think it's done. I think it's.
Yeah, but I heard that they're not. Yeah, I realistically I agree.
There's no fucking way with all the sanctions and every bullshit that's going on. There's no fucking way that they recover. This was their last ditch. That's it. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
It's cooked.
I agree. I think that is a path on the timeline. You know what I mean? Like there is a future where this exists. It just depends on what they do.
No, the future of Escape from Tarkov is someone from the Western world just takes it like a fucking ball of yarn.
I mean, maybe, I see. Yeah, I mean, I see like. Realistically, I think it's going to depend a lot in this next week and see how good Arena Breakout, or how good Gray Zone is and how fast they push that. If you get some of these games that are extraction shooters that just have a monicum of Tarkov features but execute it 10x better, you don't need everything that Tarkov has. Tarkov is oversaturated. It has too much content that doesn't need to be there. Think about like all the dog shit loot you touch in weapons crates. Like, why am I still pulling TT pistol grips? Why is it like, hey, we added the Daniel Defense stock can go on your M4s now. Like, dude, that's such great content.
Also,
thank you.
The FDE doesn't match the other FDE as well,
right.
But
and FDE, by the way, still bugged and glows in the dark. So if you use it on night raids, people can see you across the map.
Beautiful.
Add it to the pile, man. You've got a game that they just couldn't fix. It became a behemoth, a Hydra. They kept cutting off bugs' heads, and then 2 more would pop up. That's it, man. I think I agree with you. I don't know if it's going to be monetary issues, but I think this game's going to get snuffed into irrelevance soon. Genuinely, it's gonna return to being a niche game, but for the wrong reasons.
I think they made their grave today, and I'm not going to speak too much on why that happened, but regarding like, oh shit, bugs and stuff. Dude, do you know there is a SPT mod that fixes the busy hand bug? that we've had since 2017. Do you know that?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those like bug fix
Do you know
packages,
that?
and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, honestly,
Shit
my
that
thing is
I've
like,
dealt with
just-
since before I know you, dude. Like
just
before
steal
I've
the
known
code,
you.
bro. Just steal the code. Just download
It
the mod
blows
and
my
plug it in.
mind that this is what they've done. There's so many different tracks that they could have like went down,
Yeah.
and they picked the worst one, dude. They really did. They fucked up.
It's yeah. I agree. I know, man. It just makes me sad. Such a good game. They were doing so well for a while. They seemed so hot at TwitchCon when all the creators were out there. They're getting them to shoot. They're hyping up Arena. They're like, we're going to listen. We're going to listen. We're going to do all these esports. And then there's no tournaments. All the esports teams are like, yo, like, can you tell us what the plan is for this year? And it's like February. Right. And they're like, we have assembled teams like you asked, and you're not talking to us. Like, we physically have to compete.
That's a whole other thing. There's a lot of people who set up for the arena launch. Like, there was teams and stuff. Like, there was like actual esports teams ready to go.
Yeah. And then they just puttered out, and now again it's irrelevant. You know, like what was it the other day? They had 40 viewers or something like that on Twitch. 40 viewers playing Tarkov or playing Arena. And it was like a couple thousand playing Tarkov. That's sad, man. On like a Friday night. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's oh my god.
I'm not comfortable. We've seen it how many times? Like we saw it with DayZ. We've seen it with. I'm trying to think of what else has pushed 1.0 and then like wiped their hands of it.
I don't think we can even say like, oh, we've seen it with DayZ or PUBG.
PUBG is another one.
No one has fumbled this hard.
No, they haven't. I'm not the rest of it. Like as a package, I think this is one of the worst early access things I've ever seen. Okay. Let me. That's very. Star Citizens. Are you kidding me? They're doing great right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just now implementing their server mesh technology, which is like the most impressive feat in gaming that we've seen in the past 20 years.
All right,
so,
Yapinator. We'll talk that later.
You can't be like, what about Star Citizen when they're genuinely like pushing the needle forward in like gaming technology. No, they're like actually like they're changing gaming.
Okay. Someone bought a spaceship for $1,200.
No, listen. After paying for enough early access games, Tarkov was my last one. There's so many games that look cool that I'm just like, nope, don't care. Like, talk to me when you hit 1.0, baby. Talk to me when you hit 1.0.
Tarkov was my last one too, man.
I'm like, I'm not doing it again, bro.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
You know, yeah. No, but I think about that, but then I think about like the day before. I would say that one's worse. But like, my point is that I would at least put BSG like this package fumble of like having a golden goose of a game, but not having the competence to deliver to actually like sell the eggs. You know, they kept being like, oh, look at this golden egg, and then they crack it open and give us like scrambled eggs, and we're like, no, like the golden egg, and like okay, crack open the egg, give us fried egg. I'm like, no, just like give us the egg, and then they go, oh, the scramble special, and they smash the whole egg in there with the gold bits, scramble it, and then give it to me like, look at this. You're like, no, goddamn it, like I want the egg, give me the golden egg, and then they're like, wait,
at the guy who gave us the egg.
Yeah. Then they go get a chicken, and they squeeze a chicken egg out, and they give us a chicken egg, and you're like, what is this? What is this? And they go, PvE offline co-op, and you're like, what the? No,
what you want, isn't it?
No, just simplify your game, clean up some of the mechanics. Like, what do you mean, bro?
Oh, and then,
how many years did we beg for recoil changes? And they were like,
to take a left turn on this conversation. But did you see any of the things that they wrapped into that fucking update? Did you see any of the
the actual good changes that are like, yeah, dude?
Did you see any of that?
Yes, I did. Here's the thing. I saw the fact that they made a bunch of pen changes. I don't care. I don't understand the system. I'm
not willing to try.
I'm done. Yeah. I don't care. You've changed it so much. I'm done. Just tell me when it's done, and I'll go look at it. I saw that they lowered inertia. Cool. I didn't think it was that bad, but I know some people really cared. That's fine. I don't care. I saw aim punch was down. Cool, that's huge.
No,
all the people in my aim punch video who were like, "It's a realistic game. It's supposed to fuck you." They've lowered it like 4 times now. I'm right. So eat a bag of fucking dicks. Every time I've called something out, dude, suck my fucking asshole and eat the shit out of it. The fact that people are like, you don't know what you're talking about, like, hey, fuck you. I clearly do. They changed it. And the fact that Blur, when I'm like, yeah, you can't like actually see what they, from a gameplay perspective, it's a realistic hardcore milsim. Shut the fuck up. They changed it. Eat my dick. Like, all you idiots who think you're little armchair like LARPers, dude, fucking go get your airsoft guns and walk around the woods. Take a minute. Okay, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. God,
you and I.
This is the last video. I don't care. Go fuck yourself. Hate you.
You and I
you specifically, if you commented on that video, fuck you. Hate your ass.
Both dealt with dumb motherfuckers who are saying, "Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong."
Yeah, dude, that's like your crowning achievement. Is like you can pin it to your chest, your little post-it note where you were like, "Hey, the ump site is bugged. Like the ump shoots weird," and you had people in the EFT Discord who were like, "Well, that's why his name is bad at video because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about." And then whatever support was like,
the same shit,
"Yeah, that's a bug. We fixed it. Thanks for letting us know."
Like
people, I mean, yeah, it's like people in my whatever. I'm not even gonna get in the commenters because somebody's gonna be like, "I knew it about you." The amount of times I get accused of cheating. I started editing. I told you this in my last couple of videos. I started editing, and cutting out. I started removing the sound cues that I would get. So like, there's the most recent clip or one of them. I hear somebody in 301. I run up, and because they were on wood, there's only one spot that there's wood in 301. It's in the room with like the LED spawn. So I start spraying through the door, and then he's jumping around. So I know he's sitting on the bed, so I shoot at that, whatever. I edited out the footstep that gave me that audio, and then so the clip is me running straight upstairs and shooting through the door. Dude, clip did numbers because everyone was like, how did you fucking know that there was so many, like,
it's controversial, right?
Yeah, because it's one of the, I mean, I'll talk later but at the end about that, but it's like, I'm kind of sick of that shit. So just thought it was funny. Gets views. Anyway, people know what they're talking about. Yeah, I misled you. I don't care. so fucking
misled
what?
You. No,
it was a funny clip. I think it added to my enjoyment. My hobby, YouTube, was more fun because I did
15 seconds to express my clip to you.
Yeah, exactly. You guys click off. You guys click off immediately from short form content. So I didn't mislead you. Actually, I just summarized the clip better to the fun parts.
Sorry, I gotta do some goofy shit to get your interest. I don't know what it is.
Oh man, like go report me. I don't give a fuck. They're not gonna do shit. I've got better stats than 90% of the people that comment on my shit anyway. Who cares, bro? Clowns. Now they get to know how I really feel. No, it's like I love so many of the people who comment, whatever. I think.
Oh my god, dude.
They're great. A lot of them are great people. A lot of people are super active in the Discord.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'm very grateful. That
you're gonna start like naming one at a time, like, and thank you to, Cock Titties 72.
I'm not gonna go that far. But I'm very grateful that the algorithm linked you and I together. And
we get to keep playing. Just so everyone knows, we're going to keep playing. I also haven't announced because I'm announced at the end.
Probably not upload.
No more videos. Suck it, dick. More at the end.
I've met a lot of very cool people from
people.
People.
Middle school.
Fair, Azoth, stuff like that.
Oh God, you are naming them.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Name. Hold on. Let me just pick.
Not Tyler. Fuck Tyler.
He's absolutely not Tyler. No, Chica. Cool person.
Siri's a good one.
Siri's a good person. Yep.
The little twin boys. They're nice people. Vroom and Ben,
yes.
Good people.
Vroom
Lots of people. Yeah. Woots. All of them. There's too many to name as we go through.
Oh my God, Woots.
All right, settle down. Settle down.
Hold on. Let me message.
No, let's stop. So we've covered unhinged stuff. We covered the 1.0 push. We covered the general wipe stuff. We'd be remiss not to talk about Tarkov Arena for like 10 seconds.
We missed on
for 10 seconds. We have to talk about Tarkov Arena.
I feel like
we both just got tier 3
because we played it a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
let's talk about the difference of enjoyment when we were playing tier 2 and then when we got to tier 3. How many cheaters do you think we experienced in tier 2? In the 30 matches we played.
Oh my God. 30 matches, 8, 10.
Yeah, So it was pretty rough. Now, of the 3 matches of Tier 3 that we played, how many cheater, hyper-toxic people did we play against?
Every single one.
It's like,
Every
I know the sample
single
size is a little
one.
different, but here's the thing. We played through so much Tier 2, and we're like, oh, do we get better? We get to use the fun kits. Immediately getting called slurs and shit, and having people just like, you know, drop the 20-something. Dude, weirdo players, and you go, yeah, like, this sucks. This game, like, it's not even that much of a fun game. Like, it's just, you compound it. Arena sucks. They shouldn't have removed Tier 1 kits. Because here's the thing, they removed Tier 1. I didn't get any of the XP back that I unlocked everything else with, so it just erased my XP. I had to go get it back. I just had to keep playing.
You know what pissed me off about Arena most?
What's that?
It could be a very good game. Like,
It
could be the best game.
Had it started objective-based game modes and maps around those bomb
God,
sites,
dude.
and then hit me with a buy system. It needs a CS buy system. If I kill somebody who has an M700 with M61 and I loot that, and it goes in the next raid with me,
I should have that,
dude. But like, there's nothing to be excited for. They're adding, you know, bomb mode or whatever, or some sort of objective mode. But it doesn't matter. They're not going to change the maps. We know BSG. They're not going to rework the fucking maps. It doesn't matter. They
would have never had to do this bullshit with the new fucking update if that hit. If Arena hit, they would have never done this.
And everyone told them. Everyone told them, hey, this is like fun, but you need to have like longevity in these other game modes. Like, the kit system sucks. It takes too, like, everyone gave them so, to the point where, like, bro, they straight up got rid of a whole class of kits, which, by the way,
again,
we were using those real quick. We were using those kits in our custom games.
And also, again, last time, you cocksuckers who tested the fucking game on Arena and didn't say anything. You didn't talk about the balance. You didn't talk about the gear sets. What are you doing? What were you thinking?
Yeah. The fact that they're balancing, instead of just saying everybody gets like 2 types of armor, it's either a Karund or it's a trooper. Instead of that, they do like, okay, so this quarter of the armor is going to be half durability, and this one has actually a class 3 plate that's the corners chipped off, and then this you just, there's no,
it doesn't make sense.
it's so overly complicated. Healing animations take 10 years in an arcade shooter. Dude, the healing system should be gone. Again, let me fucking, here's the biggest change they made recently when they updated this new version. They removed Tier 1 and they rebalanced all the kits so that every kit has a painkiller. Every single kit in the game has a painkiller. And that is because you need a painkiller so that you're not walking around limping. So instead, at the start of every match, every single person in the lobby pops a painkiller so that you do not have the negative side effects of the healing system. That's like the limping, the blurred vision. Now, my point is, if you have to give everybody something to negate a system, so you never see people limping, almost never, like 99% of games, you never see blurry vision, then instead of giving everybody a band-aid to fix the bruise or to fix the cut, just close the cut, remove limping, put everybody, just remove that shit. That way you don't have weird vision with painkillers. Just clean it up. You don't need a painkiller system in Arena. If you're going to give everybody the means to negate it, like, okay, you want to ride a bus, okay? It's 50 cents to ride a bus. And there's a guy outside of the bus as you're getting on who gives you 50 cents. And you're like, what's this for? And he goes, oh, it's bus fare. Because you got to ride the bus. And so you get on the bus, you drop the 50 cents in. Okay, he hooks, everybody gets on, and then the guy who's handing out the coins gets on the bus and gets in the driver's seat. And he's like, it's actually my bus, and starts driving. Instead, like, maybe, instead of giving everybody 50 cents to put into the bus, maybe just make it free. Maybe just remove the painkillers, the pain effects. You know what I mean? Like, and there's so many ass backwards systems in that game. It's not just painkiller. That's one fucking example.
Since we've been playing Arena a lot, like, lately, and with other people too, we've been playing with, like, my friends and your friends, everyone picks a different path. And what I've found is my path has no fucking painkiller other than the very most basic, like, fucking white painkillers. It's crazy. Everyone else gets like an L1, a morphine, a fucking Propital, some bullshit like that. I get white painkillers.
Yeah.
Did they get no feedback at all from people who played it before it was released to us? Like, no feedback at all? No one talked about this? How dumb it is?
Yeah, man. I just don't.
Arena is a entirely different dump than Tarkov, especially today. Honestly, today I feel like Arena isn't a more healthy state than Tarkov.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that with the economy problems, truly, like, dude, the economy is the backbone of Tarkov. It's why most people play. It just is what it is. Money is what drives that game. It's hard to have any other. There's nothing else. There really is nothing else. Everything revolves around money. So
I'm an old timer. That's the biggest thing that's ever drove it.
When
You've
money
always seen
means
people
nothing, there's
flipping
no
stuff on.
point to play.
Yeah, I agree. And that is honestly one of the things that we kind of skipped over, but what makes Gray Zone good? You have people that are not fighting over money. It's more attachments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff to make their gun and equipment better.
And it would be different too if like you actually had to earn it again. But the fact that everyone just has Bitcoin farm and doesn't have to do shit about it.
Yeah. Sorry, I beat 20 of the quests on day 1, and I'm now ahead of everyone. So I'm gonna start crafting everything, and
and then you're gonna hit some artificial wall where they like lower the spawn rate of gas analyzer, so you get stuck while everyone else catches up, or you hit one of those quests like Gunsmith. You can't progress because it's time gated because they're doing arbitrary things to hold back better players. Again, it's just not fun, man. I did it one more time. I did Kappa one more time. I'm done. I think Tarkov is a great game. Was a great game. I think this wipe was one of the most enjoyable ones I've had. There've been definitely some others since Reserve came out that I've loved. This one was really fun, but I think it was because it was the capstone. Like, I knew going into this wipe that I was like, I think this is it. I'm good. I don't want to do much more because I've hit the level of repetition too, where it's like, I all the quests are the exact same. They're not changing in a meaningful way. They are not engaging. The game has changed enough that like a lot of things that used to be fun just aren't even fun. Like even extract camping. Like I used to love extract camping, but there's so many exploits to see through walls and cheaters where I'm like, it's just like not even worth my fucking time.
I hate to blow the dust off the memory bank, but do you remember when we first met each other? You and I used to love so much doing Trueborn in Heaven.
Yeah,
we would be like, hey, fuck it. Like, let's just try and get them. Let's just sit up in a position 100 meters away.
Right. And back when it was like 125, 100 that you actually had to try and go.
Right. What did it turn into?
Well, and I think it's funny too. Like I remember, whatever. There's so many things we could reminisce on. But I don't want to reminisce on it because like we're gonna end this and then we're gonna go play Arma together. Like we are not done. We're done with Tarkov, and I'm done making videos. There's a difference. I'm gonna disappear, but I'm gonna go play a game with my friends.
No, he's not gonna disappear. He's lying to you guys. He's gonna upload shit for sure. Yeah, it's just not gonna be.
Deactivates YouTube.
It's not gonna be shitpost.
I'm not.
I'll upload shitpost.
I'm gonna mute you because this is not what we're doing. But I'm not doing that. But let's go ahead and move forward. We talked about Arena. Let's talk about Arena Breakout and Gray Zone. Because I think that it's important to talk about the kind of. I feel like it's like the. Do you know that the Zoolander meme, like where they're at like the award show or whatever, and they're on, like the red and the hot guy like or it's Owen Wilson like strides by him.
Steel blue, baby. Steel blue.
No, blue steel.
Okay, all right. Cocksucker.
Did you really just say steel blue, bro?
I did. Yeah, I mixed it up.
Shut up. Maybe hold on.
No, I think you're right. Blue.
I know it's blue steel, but I just need to see this. Maybe like. I don't remember. No, yeah, you fucking don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Anywho,
Jamie, can you play the clip right now?
Jamie, play the clip. Can you play the clip? I'm not editing that in. But like, I think it's important to see. Like, I think the arena breakout, and yeah, let's just call it. We'll call it breakout, just for.
I like breakout.
Yeah,
I like
breakout is the mobile Tarkov, whatever, that had that little spat with them, and then Gray Zone is Gray Zone. I'm not even gonna explain it. If you haven't seen it, you're living under a rock, and
True.
Honestly, I don't care. Google it. Those two games, I think their popularity and the way that they've been like taking off in the past month was kind of like because BSG, they had this great wipe and then no communication. They haven't talked. They haven't said a thing. They've not been communicating. Shocker, they're doing it again. They don't communicate. And so the community's just been here like, hey, there's all these problems. What's going on? What's going on? And like the only way that we're hearing anything is community managers DMing streamer A. And then streamer A regurgitates stuff. And then streamer B is like, well, streamer A said the community. And it goes telephone.
Do you want to name streamer A?
I don't know who streamer A is.
Okay. I just figured it out.
I would name and shame if I knew. But I only know it from streamer Z, who heard it from streamer, I hear things. My sources of information are like Abney, Airwing, Jesse's streams sometimes. Like those are the people that like I get info from, because I'm a little boy who sits, I go to my little job and I come back from work and I'm like, hey guys, rubs my eyes, gets the sand out of it, and is like, what's going on in Tarkov?
I've been anti-information, but I've definitely, since you've told me, there's reputable information to get from people like Airwing and Abney and stuff. Well, I've been searching. I've been looking.
They've got some stuff. It just depends on when you're listening and whatever. But yeah. I mean, also here's the thing. I'm just as bad because I get it from DMs. So I can directly be like, what about this? And I get all this info and I go, cool. And then like, that's staying in my brain and I'm not telling anybody. Like I hoard the information. I am also part of the problem.
You bastard.
I am literally part of the problem.
Share that.
I don't care. It's not my job. I don't make a living off this. I make a good, I make a good corporate boy job, like wage. I don't give a fuck about.
That doesn't make you better than us. Oh my eye!
Then I push you down some stairs. Go get my groceries, grocery boy. Pop my champagne bottle on the way up.
I can't possibly pick your groceries up. I can't. You're gonna spit at me.
Yeah, get up here quick or I'm not even gonna tip you. I do DoorDash and I don't care about the upcharge.
I hope you're dehydrated, please.
It's funny. Anyway, Breakout and Gray Zone, very good. Yeah. Came out of nowhere. Okay. BSG, big quiet, not talking.
Can we talk about Gray Zone for a second?
Why don't you lead Gray Zone? Because I'm at the point. Here's where I am. Listen, let me explain my bias with Gray Zone real quick. So for everybody listening, here's how Shadowville feels about Gray Zone. I have been on their distribution list where they send you information and they say this stuff's under NDA. You can make here's what you can say in your video, and they basically give you like here's the 10 points you can talk about, and that's why you see, and then when the NDA lifts, you see 50 videos all that say the exact same fucking thing. I don't like that. And I said, I'm not doing fucking videos for you. Like, I don't want to promote that. And then they do this big streamer only event. Okay. And then they had little streamer cutesy Easter eggs where it's like, this is where Clean died. And I'm like, dude, that's so gross. I'm so sick. Let me just go on a quick tangent. I need 10 seconds. I need 10 seconds. I am so done with video games being promoted and so heavily entangled in Twitch and YouTube and content creators. I'm sick of it. I just miss video games and plenty of them exist. This is so dramatic. It's like literally like 3 Milsim games that are super integrated. But I like Milsims, and so I'm tired of things that are like, all these content creators like dig their fucking fingers around in the organs and kind of put the game. They're like, here's all my feedback. Let's do this and this, and it's like, oh look, we love these. Right. Oh look, I'm just yuck. Done with it. Anyway, there's like a billion games that don't do that, just so you know. Like, I play those too, but
Oh,
I just
yeah,
had to,
of course.
I had to rant because
It's
that's
just-
my feelings on
it's
Grayzone.
this
It's gross.
niche.
I don't like that.
It's this world that I guess, I mean, all of us live in, who, people who are watching this shit at this point. It's this extract shooter, realistic, bullshit. This is the world we live in. And the bullshit we deal with. Like, it's just goofy.
Yeah.
God damn it, I sincerely hope that Grayzone, I don't think is going to be the one. I think Grayzone is probably going to be more of a competitor with like Armor Forger, which that's a whole other thing I'll yap about. But I don't think that Grayzone is an extraction shooter. I think it's going to be something that like is a mission based, like multiplayer liberation.
But did you not see that they already, when you complete all the tasks, you get a bigger secure container?
No, I didn't see that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have told you
that. I also don't care. What? Hey, it's our last one ever. I think that Grayzone doesn't fucking know what they want to be. I think that they're still trying to figure out what the fuck they want to be.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the way
Tarkov is dead, and I think Grayzone is fucking on the way down if they don't find some wings. Simple as.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, Grayzone seems like it has a ton of problems, but it's so early. It's not even fair to like ding them on that. I ding them on the things where it's like I don't like the way that they're treating content creators as like I just don't like it. It's free advertising for them. I understand it from a business perspective. In my line of work, I would actually recommend what they're doing as a business strategy.
Yeah.
But
of course,
I hate it. Like I don't like it.
Personally, I hate it. Yeah.
Personally, yeah, exactly. Personally,
I was thinking earlier when we were talking about it. I was like, man, imagine if I was doing this like conversation when like Tarkov was just coming out. You know what I mean? I probably would, lean into what Grayzone is doing and stuff like that. However, I'm a little bit wiser. I need to see more progression from them. I need to see more like reason to do anything. Every stream I watched, which wasn't much, but it was basically like, oh geez, I'm gonna get on the helicopter and go into the area and like do a task.
yeah, I mean, like, again, I don't want to judge the actual gameplay too hard because it's so early. Like, I don't care. That's why I'm kind of focusing on the content creator bit too. Is like, I think from what the gameplay was, I was actually impressed. I think that there were a lot of exploits. I think that
yeah, of course.
There's just I don't think it's there yet, but it's so early. Like I don't ding them for that. I just ding them for jerking off content creators and putting such an emphasis on the content creators as opposed to the thousands and thousands of people who are unnamed supporting them. That's kind of what I'm like. Who won't? They didn't. The fact that they didn't give out keys. The fact that they like. You have all these people that like love your stuff that you don't even slightly like.
I will say,
not there, man. I'm not a fan.
I do think that at the end of the day, reaching out to many content creators who are going to, expand the view upon Jesus Christ. I mean, hundreds of
That's
thousands.
Fine. Here's what you do then.
People,
Again, I know what you're saying, but then I would say half the test, streamers only. If you want to go that way, then give each streamer 15 keys to raffle off in their Twitch chat, and then you have for the other half of the week, you've got a bunch of random fuckers in there. Like, I just think I just don't. Not a fan. I'm just not a fan of it.
That's the only thing that I have to give them any sort of credence is that standpoint right there, where like giving it to content creators who have any sort of standing gives you exponentially more reach.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, like I told you many times before, I'm very upset that like the normal person who's actually going to be supporting them financially cannot come and play.
Yeah.
It's a little goofy. But that's also from the Tarkov world, right? Like
Right.
where if we just paid enough money, we got in. And you've seen that with Arena, and it's kind of why I think we got milked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I hope Greystone's good. I
Agree.
really do.
Agree. I've got a sour taste in my mouth because of the way that they. I just hate. I hate content creator worship in all facets. I hate influencer worship. It's one of the things that's kind of pushed me away from. Not that I get worshipped. It's kind of one of the things that's pushed me away from making videos. There's a lot that's gone into that though, but like, it's just a combination of a lot of those things that I don't really like personally, and so seeing that in a game developer, I'm like, ugh, it just kind of puts a nasty taste in my mouth. But I understand from a business perspective why you want to do it. It's basically free advertising, right? Thousands of people playing your game, pushing it to more thousands and thousands of people.
But
I get it, but
I feel like there's a line between that right there, pushing it between thousands and thousands of people, and then treating your fucking word as gospel. Like, there's a difference between, for example, you saying, "Oh my God, Tarkov is a great game," versus you being like, "Tarkov needs to change this right now." You know, like, there's a big difference. And that's kind of where I worry with Greyzone, is that they've locked in a bunch of people who are, again, I'll say it because it's the last one ever, yes men. There's a lot of yes men that are
I agree.
signed into that shit.
And we saw that with Tarkov. It's a lot of the people who are like,
yes.
here, I'm going to read off every single patch note. Let me read off every micro change. I can't believe BSG did this. That's so awesome. They're like, wait guys, let's not be too quick to attack them. Don't be aggressive. I think that like those kind of people, there's a reason they're succeeding. I think that there's a lot of that kind of content.
And they fit their niche.
That like that's a niche that they fit.
That's okay. Yep.
But like I ain't fucking with that, bro. I think that there's more credibility with smaller creators who call out shit as they see it. I appreciate that more, but that is a personal opinion. Yeah. That's not like a, like, oh, that's me. But like, no, like I just think that's I appreciate that more than people who are just like, yes, more, give me content, give me my big break. I feel like there's a bunch of people who want to be like Pestilli. They want to get in on a niche game. They want to be the first guy boots on the ground so that they can just blow their channel up. Their channel up. You've seen a lot of that with like Dark and Darker. You saw a lot of that with Marauders. Cycle, a bunch of people who threw.
Like there's so many examples that you could point to, and I'm not a hater at all. I want people to get their bag.
Again,
I want
get
people
your bag
to do their thing.
Agree, but bro,
you need to understand that isn't the answer. Like latching on.
But I'm also allowed, like, you're allowed to go get your bag. You're allowed to do all that. And I'm also allowed to be like, I think you're kind of a fucking loser. I don't like people like you that like, they look for rocket ships of games. They tie themselves around it and they're like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. And then like you have things like the cycle, failure to launch, dead on the runway. And then the rocket falls over on them. I'm allowed to say I think you're an idiot. I'm allowed to say I think what you're doing is stupid. That doesn't mean you're not going to find success. That doesn't mean it's not going to be successful for you. I mean, like, it's just not me. I personally, do what you want. Also, don't fucking care. Like, but I think you're weird, and I think some of that shit's done.
Use something like that to launch pad yourself, and you have a good personality. You have the kit and caboodle, and you use that to launch. Like, no problem. But if you're just kind of using it as like I don't know.
But you see that in every genre. Like you see that with like Destiny gamers. You see that with old school RuneScape players. You see that with Tarkov. Yep. Like every game has those in gamer terms, the geriatrics that have been there for so long but hate the game with a passion, like you.
Come on.
No, but like there's the creators that absolutely despise the game. Like, not like, oh, I've got problems with it, but people that fucking hate the game every second that they play it, but play it because they're tied to it.
They give viewership,
And I can think of so many creators that are like that. It's in every single game. It's not just a Tarkov thing. It's every single. And those are the kind of people too. Like, they make the bag and they stay, but yuck, bro. Yuck.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing is that it's kind of a shame because a lot of those people were probably decently entertaining. They're just locked into where they are. But
yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say about most of Gray Zone and Arena Breakout. I don't think there's two new games in the market.
I don't think we have anything to say about that until we actually see.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: it's a mobile game going to PC. It's free to play. It's owned by Tencent, but so isn't Valorant owned by Tencent? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So like, who cares, man? Yeah, crazy.
I'm not worried about Tencent.
Tencent owns fucking everything. They're like one of the largest conglomerates.
Well, what are they gonna look at my information?
Bro, honestly,
my location data.
Tencent already has my dick pics. Like, I know there's somebody in China who's looking at my dick right now because of the shit they've sapped off my phone.
Dude, you've seen the things that I've sent to you.
Why would you say that after I talk about dick pics? You can't. I can't say China has my dick pics, and then you go, "You've seen the things I've sent to you." Like that combination.
I'm just saying.
That sounds. No, you're not just saying anything. Don't say it like that. I don't have pictures of your asshole.
Where's my phone? Let me just.
No, stop! Stop! Oh my god, a Discord ping!
Oh, that was the OnlyFans link. That's what I sent you. Yeah.
That's funny. What were you saying about China? You don't care if they can see your asshole or whatever?
Yeah. Dude, I show China my asshole all day. No, China, cool. China, good. Tencent, good. I hope I get into Arena Breakout.
Sure. Give me access. I love China.
Yeah, I've never said anything about wishing for Taiwan liberation, Western Taiwan, or anything like that. No, I've never said anything about.
Hold on.
我爱中国.
Wo ai Zhongguo. In Mandarin, that means I love China. Wo ai Zhongguo. Yeah, well, it is in Mandarin.
我爱中国.
Wo ai Zhongguo. Wo ai Zhongguo.
This is gonna be our worst.
I love China.
Dude,
whatever. I don't care.
I've said so much shit about Russia.
At least we didn't go on like. Here's the thing. We shit on a shitty developer. We shit on their shitty games. But what we didn't do in our final send off, we didn't shit on creators specifically. So that's honestly for us a dub. We didn't attack people on record.
And I'll reach out. This is probably the nicest thing I'll ever say. Again, last time ever. But I do respect the creators who, after that shit, just kept going.
What do you mean?
That they kept streaming the game.
No, fuck them, bro. If you bought the unhinged edition of Tarkov, you are literally part of the problem. And I think you should go fuck yourself.
I'm not gonna go.
You don't have to agree with that. I'm just gonna sit on. That's the hill I choose to die on. Where I go. I think that spending money and encouraging this kind of behavior is problematic. I think even if you're a content creator, you put all your bags in the Tarkov or all your eggs in the Tarkov basket. That's still problematic to spend the money on that, because you should be saying if you purchased it, you are not allowed to say a single thing. And I have seen creators who have said like, "Oh, I just had to buy it because whatever," and then they said like, "Oh yeah, it's such a problem." Nope, you bought it because you want to be the first guy to tweet, "Look at all the shit you get. Look at this is crazy. Oh my gosh!" Like, nope. I I actually think fuck off.
I'm sharing a bit of
Don't care.
compassion for the people. I hear you. This is my personal position.
Totally
I'm
fine. I
sharing
just
a
have a different
fair
level of
bit
compassion where it's like I have compassion for
No.
some people and not a bunch of fucking loser streamers, who complain 24/7 about the game and then support shitty business practices like this. Like, suck a dick. I'm not buying that.
I agree with you. I personally, if I was going to ever consider throwing the money to it, what I would do is donate that money to a Ukrainian drone program or something like that.
Send them some what were the Phantom 4s or whatever. I don't remember what the Phantom drones that used to be really popular. I don't know what drones are popular nowadays, but
I do think I do have a bit of compassion for people who just built their entire life around this. I have a bit of compassion.
No,
I have less compassion for the people who don't branch out. But I do have compassion. I do.
No, I say you need to better structure. If you're going to make live streaming your full-time career, you need to better structure your content plan. There needs to be variety in it because one game is not going to feed you for the rest of your life and you just put everything into that. You should diversify into variety. Even if it's one day a week, you do 2 hours of variety and then you just do it one day. Like, there needs to be some level of variety because you're going to have an issue. Like, what happens if BSG, blows up? St. Petersburg just collapses. Economy-wise, they can't afford to keep running the servers. You can't
Last
play
time
anymore.
ever, by the way. Yeah, the drones have reached St. Petersburg, by the way.
Yeah,
BSG headquarters is within targeting range.
Yeah,
No, I'm with you.
But I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just vehemently like, nah. Like, if you, dude, no. I
do feel for people. You know what I mean?
I have a little bit less empathy when it comes to.
Well, I guess
some of these people, especially when I just
what considers it for me is that there's a couple entertaining people. Like there's a lot of people that are like Tarkov centric folks.
And I think a lot of those people could be incredibly entertaining elsewhere, but just they don't want to put the effort into learning a new game and not being good at it and not being the best, not being the PvPer.
Right.
You can be good at other stuff. You're just not going to be the best off, out of the gates. And no one's going to. So just learn shit, bro. Like, it's just crazy to me. I mean, it's not crazy. It's human nature, right? People love to be good. It's the same reason people cheat. They want to be good. They want to feel good. It's just like a different level of like.
I always give
self-validation.
You games that I think I'm better than you in. I try to.
How many have you won so far?
Come play Counter-Strike with me. Yeah. Oh, and then all of a sudden you're fucking.
Yeah, we were pretty. You were still good. You were still better, but we're getting pretty close there before the CS2 launch and the cheaters absolutely raped us.
That really backfired on me, to be honest. I thought I was gonna bring you into my world.
I got pretty, dude. We were pretty neck and neck after 100 hours. I was there.
Yeah, but that's still a slight on me. I've played that shit for like 2,300 hours.
Yeah, well, whatever.
And you're neck and neck with me.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You can pull me into like a sports game. Yeah, we've exhausted it. I think it's done. I think we've said everything. As we wrap it up,
editing list.
I'm literally just gonna throw it.
You might want to
and some music.
You might want to hire someone, Dad.
Yeah. No. No, I'm probably not even gonna monetize it. I'm not paying anybody for this. If somebody's gonna watch this, they can deal with it. They'll be fine.
Message Stalt. I'm sure he's free.
Stalt?
Yeah,
yeah. General Sam's editor. Yeah, I'm gonna pay big bucks for fucking General Sam's editor. Yeah, I'm sure he wants more yapping from two fucking random people. Yeah, dude, I don't think I would live. I would be insecure. His on-screen criticisms that would pop up from our talking would make me so physically insecure. I would never be able to rewatch this. Never.
I could never imagine.
It's funny when it's them, but when like some random person says shit about me, I'm like, I will be destroyed.
Dude,
so.
I can imagine being on a tangent, watching the video, and seeing his little text
or he just cuts it out. He just, like, text pops up. He rambled for 10 minutes. It wasn't worth listening to. I would honestly go suck start my P30L. Like, I'd put a 9mm in the back of my skull.
I'd Kurt Cobain my ass for sure.
Whatever. All right, everyone. Hold on. Let me make sure we send off.
Jeez, you're
Hold
keeping
on.
all that. Oh, jeez.
我爱中国，
我爱中国。
我爱中国，
我爱中国. I love
Moonshot.
China. No, stop. That's racist. Dude. I'm saying shit. Just wanted to give everyone a quick heads up that I'm going to be taking a break. Probably, I'm just kind of over short form content, to be fair. You might see some sporadic videos here and there, maybe some more full videos. But as far as like shorts and TikTok, I'm just not, this was started as a hobby, not super enjoying it. This isn't a new thing. I know this seems like it's correlated with the whole BSG shit show, but in reality, I've been thinking about this for a couple months where do what you enjoy, right? And hobby wise, I'm kind of over it. It was super fun. I accomplished what I wanted to do. I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I'd say I had a pretty good growth, pretty fun channel. Discord's great, but I'm good. Like, I'll still be around playing games and stuff, but I don't really feel like making content. Short form content has changed. It's very, you have to do very shock value things to get views at this point. Well, that's not necessarily true. My views are still good. I don't love where it's trending. I don't love the interaction with a lot of people who are just seeing the content based on an algorithm. It's just not, you get a lot of weird people, and I'm just kind of over it. I will still be making full videos that I'm passionate about on the other channel. Some of you have seen that. It's not gaming related content, so it's probably not for most of you, but those are some things that I'm passionate about. I've got some other hobbies that I've taken up, things I want to be doing. So there's just not as much, there's more enjoyment for me there. And that's kind of where I want to spend my time. And then you top it all off with like Tarkov just kind of sucks, and it's not what I want to make. I don't want to make content on it. So this is it. But anyway, I appreciate everyone for, and I've canceled memberships. Like I don't think there's any way you can pay me at this point, which is what I want, right? Like, I just want to make sure nobody's credit cards are getting dinged. So if you see that, let me know, and I'll try and fix it. But we should be good on that end. Anywho, feel free to leave comments and the such. I will still see those as they pop up. But yeah, I might see you around, might not. But thank you for being a part of this.